we're just going to go down the line and do CBR and just talk about some of the past things we've done, I guess. I can start. Right. Hello guys, my name is Haley Nelson, also known as Hey Elizabeth online, and I'm from the Kansas City area. Actually, before I did voice acting, I was a huge theater person. I did theater all over Kansas City. Anyone been to Starlight Theater or the Coterie or Kaufman Center? That's where I performed in those places. And that was kind of my life for 15 plus years. And then when I kind of like my last half of high school into college, I started going to voice acting because that was something that I had in the back of my mind, but I didn't really consider doing it until, until they said, oh, you can apply all your acting skills from those years onto here and you get to be a cartoon character. I'm like, oh, sign me up! So some of the things that I've done, I've sung as Princess Luna in Moonrise, which is the L Train's symphonic middle opera. I am also, oh, you guys have heard of it? That's awesome! And then the next thing I did, I also played Twilight Sparkle in My Little Pony, the Brony Edition, which is a parody series created by Emma Ridenauer, who is also the director of Journey of the Spark. Speaking of Journey of the Spark, I am also voicing Scootaloo in Journey of the Spark. And some future projects. There's another, outside of the Pony fandom, I am also voicing Princess Peach and other characters in an animated series called They Live in a Castle, which is another series which is co-directed by Emma Ridenauer. And there's some other future roles that I can't talk about. Oh, there's one more. Have you guys heard of Know Your Mayor Argyle Brownies? Yeah. I will be voicing Princess Cadence in that series when that comes up. And so yeah, check that out when that comes out. And then other things I can't talk about because I'm under contract. But other things outside of fandom that I'll be doing as well. So that's me. Yeah. Go ahead.
My name is Lauren Goodnight. I've been working for about 10-15 years on and off in the entertainment industry. I've been a voice actor with 82 Films, which is now Section 23 Films. I worked in Angela Blair, Evangelion, Razafon, Pre-Tier, Sorcerer Hunters.
It's too many to count.
Yeah, the line just sort of goes on. Noir. I also worked with Anarchy Press to get the Gold Digger anime out. That was the most fun. That was certainly the most fun thing that I've done in a professional way. I've been a singer, an actor, an artist, a writer. I did writing for a really long time.
You might not want to sit right there.
And then I completely dropped it all because my family needed me. They needed me to take care of, the older members of the family, and I spent years doing that. That's what my life was.
Oh, yeah!
Shut it. They were so excited about that. For some reason, I don't know why they were excited about that.
I know, exactly. And sort of, I met Squeak. If you,
Bonita Box.
Bonita Box. Squeak and I were talking about, getting this together and making things, making what would eventually become the box. And at this point now, I play the boxes Twilight Sparkle, Anarchy, Rarity, Celestia, and the professor, who is the female doctor from, what was that one called? Crosswires? Was that Crosswires? Wrong way backwards.
Crosswires.
It was Crosswires. I've done music with Living Tombstone. I've done tracks with Silver Hound. I've done tracks with Yelling Cats, with Microphone. I've had, this has just been a lot of fun, and it's opened up some professional things that I can't talk about yet. There's stuff that I'm doing with Journey of the Spark that I'm under NDA for, and it's going to be, the next few years are going to be amazing, and I hope that I get to hear from you guys as you go into the community and create, and hopefully you guys will be hearing a lot more from me.
Hi everybody, I'm Hannah Kay. Most of you will probably know me from the vinyl scratch tapes. I play vinyl in that. That was my first project. I was so lucky to get the part. And from that, I've done several little teeny tiny parts with Pony in a Box. Mostly like they needed a background pony to say one line, and I was online, and Sweet was like, just record this and send it to me.
That's because your turnaround time is insane.
Because I record from my closet. But anyway,
Like all
right.
voice actors.
I currently, most of my work comes from doing stuff with Indubitably Ponyville. I am vinyl in their reading of Allegretza, and I am in their reading of Past Sins. I am Pinky and Ditzy and Twist. And I love my Twist voice, and I'm so happy to get to use it. That's pretty much, oh, and I was part of, I am part of Sherlock Holmes' Adventures. I play Mrs. Hurdson. That's super fun.
Damn it, that's another thing we can't talk about yet. Damn it!
And I was part of the video adventure Welcome to Ponyville. I was their derpy and vinyl for that. That's mostly what I've done. I'm hoping that more stuff will come out. But I really like my time in the band.
Hey, come on, something that looks like.
Hello everybody, my name is Solrak. My actual name is Solrak backwards. Can anyone say what it is?
Carlos.
Yes! Is anyone mind blown?
Oh my
God!
Stop!
I'm sorry, it's not film.
I got into voice acting when I was around 12, 13. Does anybody know Newgrounds.com? I was tired of seeing these beautiful cartoons, these flash cartoons, with terrible voice acting, or the quality was just so bad. So it's like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna go buy a microphone and let it. And most of the time, I found myself, since I recorded in my mobile studio, it's a car, it's a mobile studio, not a car, which I'll get to that later, on tips and tricks on recording. I found myself, hey, I'm alone, and there's no one seeing me, so I can do crazy things. And that led to somehow very aggressive voices. A lot of screaming. A lot of screaming. Luckily, all that screaming was put into play after I joined the fandom, where I covered one of the songs, Mother of a Pony, and that exploded. The Screaming Pony songs, something that I'm most known for, or actually known for at all. I don't know anything else. But I've done, as far as pony voices, I've done Iron Will. Another aggressive, angry voice. I can't believe aggressive voices come from this little guy. How? But as far as other projects go, I'm just working on my own stuff. If you guys went to the panel SolarCon, you saw a little bit of Solar Ventures. Which is what I've been working on, writing, directing, producing, and all that other stuff. So that's what I'm working on currently. And it's something that I can't talk about either. No, yeah, I can. It's gonna be good.
We're getting ready to do sound checks over there, and it's gonna get really loud. So we're gonna, as soon as the ADA signings are complete, and they get everybody clear out of there, we can just move over to the Earth Pony room.
Okay.
So now we have everything.
Yeah. Okay, I'll definitely, yeah.
The camera people don't like you.
Okay. We might be moving, but we will be. We will be.
There's no mind.
We are going to be moving, so we'll roll with the punches, and I hope that all of these numbers of people make it over. Don't want to lose anyone.
more.
Yes, more. Let's pick up more like by osmosis, like as we pass.
So, I guess guess next step would be, I guess, being in the fandom or, being in voice acting, whether professionally or just on your own, I guess maybe go around saying, like, what do you think is the best acceptance or, getting started into the career. I guess I'll start off with that. But the best advice I can give, especially for this, really any field in creating, is don't give up. Keep going. It'll seem like you're not getting any work done. It'll seem like, you have maybe 2 subscribers, and it's like, this has been the same way for 3 months. What am I doing wrong? And really, it's just, you just gotta keep going out there. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of rejection. Rejection is all part of the experience, and it's the circle of life. And just don't give up. My second best advice is, especially if you want to go into voice acting, is the reason why it's called voice acting. Get into classes. Take all the classes you can, whether it's an improv especially. Improv is especially important with that. Really learn how to take care of your voice. Really learn where you sit best with your voice. And even if you want to go all loud and scream like Soul Rack here, but there is a method to doing that safely while still being able to do that. And as crazy as that might sound, there is a method of actually keeping your voice nice and durable while you're doing all these crazy roles, and that really helps. I mean, for me, it kind of helps because I've been doing voice lessons for 10, 12 years, and of course, when you're a singer, especially when you're taking lessons, how to take care of your voice, how to use it properly. Though you don't have to be a singer, obviously. That's just, for me, that's kind of a perk. I mean, that was what came first for me. But just really getting into classes and really helping. That'll really help with getting into your work and really honing in on getting that most realistic voice. And get the best equipment you can. Invest in it. I will say I have lost auditions because I had a little bit of bounce in my audio. And what bounce is you hear an echo in your recording. Like whenever you record, you hear a little echo, and that's bounce, or there's echo. And sometimes that's a very big no-no, especially if people want to make really high-quality animations. So try to just get the best equipment you can, invest. A really cheap trick that I learned how to do throughout my few years of being in this business is get stuffed animals, get pillows, surround them with your microphone, and that will get rid of that pesky echo. I have talked too long. I'm going to hand this off to Lauren.
Probably the most useful thing that I can say is not going to be about technique. It's going to be about intestinal fortitude. When you are rejected, and you will be, often, and hard, and you will not always know why. And when you are accepted, you will be critiqued, and you will be critiqued roughly. You will be told things that no one has any business telling you as a human with worth. You will be torn apart by people you have never met. You will have people say, I hate you, or I hate this person, or I wish they would die, or...
I don't know if I want this anymore.
No. If you get famous enough, you will get death threats. Your family will get death threats. You will have all of these things happen to you. Fame is awful. So you better really love acting. And you better really like yourself. You have to like yourself enough not to give a damn when someone says, no, I'm sorry, we hired somebody else for the part. And you just get up and say, okay, thank you so much, good luck on the project, I hope I can work with you. And you can't burn bridges because it hurts. Of course it hurts. Rejection hurts. Being told you nothing hurts. Your rejection is not your self-worth. Build that. get into fame because their daddy didn't love you. Get into fame because you love work, not because you must have fame.
So my advice is something that I've come upon in all of my auditions, because I've been doing theater since I was about 8 years old, and something that I've learned being in voice acting and being in theater, and it helps with the whole rejection thing. It doesn't make it any easier, but it definitely helps. First off, audition for everything you can get your grubby little hands on. Every single thing. If you think you can do it, do it. Just do it, trust me. Second of all, when you go into an audition, don't have your first goal be, I'm gonna get this role. That's not your first goal. Your first goal, make your first goal something different. For instance, if you're a singer and you have to go into an audition and sing 32 bars of a piece, make your goal going into the audition something like, I'm going to hit that high note and I'm going to hold it until the end of the song. Or I'm going to nail this fast piece, like this fast part of the song immediately. If it's a voiceover audition, I'll give you an example. There was a project that is now on kind of permanent hiatus called News Ponies that I auditioned for.
Woo!
Yeah, I love News Ponies, but sadly it's kind of, I won't call it dead, but it's permanent hiatus. Yeah. And there were something like 10 or 11 female characters that we could audition for, and I auditioned for 8 of them. And my goal, my personal goal with all of these auditions was to make every single one of those 8 different voices sound different. A distinctive voice in all 8 of these, because that was stretching it for me. And I did it. And I was extremely proud of myself. And it turned out that they liked one of those voices that I made so much that I did get a role in it. But if I hadn't, it still would have been a really cool thing for me to say, like, yeah, I auditioned for this thing and I made 8 different voices for it. One project, 8 voices. Like, that's a big thing. And that can definitely help you when you get the no. Because when you get the no, you can still say, oh, well, I nailed that high note. I'm still awesome, Or I nailed that fast run in my song, or I said this word correctly. Because sometimes audition pieces will have words you don't know, how to pronounce or whatever. So you can have your goal be to say that word correctly and not trip or not stutter. If you have that goal and you get the no and you still made your goal, you're still awesome, and you can still feel good about yourself, and that's what it helps.
I actually had a line where I didn't say the word that I didn't know. And I'm like, friction. No, that's not right, I'm sorry. It's like, that's not even the right dialect we were talking about. Anyway.
But having that goal before you audition helps when you get those. Sandra, really?
Well, just move on.
Okay.
Talk in the dark.
Well, I feel kind of like, because I'm probably the person here with the least professional training. But that's okay, I guess.
I don't have any professional training.
Never mind. But I think I took 1 year of theater when I was in high school, and to my surprise, I was an old, angry guy. Why am I always angry girls? I don't know, maybe that's my gift. But I guess my only advice on voice acting is, I'll just, from my experience, is specifically what I'll say is I haven't done any professional work. For voice acting online, that's a good way to get to know yourself and know what voices you can perform. What you can do, what I did, is that I recorded a demo. If you can do a little kid voice, an old man voice, this voice and that voice, write some lines down and get that voice recorded and put together into a little demo. Then you can send to various animators that are looking for voice acting. So you can do that on Voice Acting Alliance, Voice Acting Club, Newgrounds. I love Newgrounds. Like I talked about it. And that's right. Well, that's my home. That's why I started. I'm sure a lot of people do. And there's always little forums that are like, we're looking for voice actors for this commercial or that thing, and it's just online. But it's a good way to understand what you can do with your voice. You can do a little kid's voice, you can do that kind of voice. So the first step is definitely to make that demo, and just send it everywhere. Just send it to this animator, that animator. You might get a role, and you'll become good friends with that person. I know the first guy that I sent my demo to, we're still really good friends. We don't even work on anything, but we're just chat all the time. Also, I don't record in the closet. I record in a mobile studio.
Even
It's not a car, it's a mobile studio. And the reason being is because it's pretty much really quiet inside a car. You don't really need to have any stuffed animals.
Yeah.
That's just my tip, like that's what I learned. The only problem is that it gets really hot in here. That's why you should record at night. And you might think, oh, it's a soul right, you're telling me you scream about ponies at night? When everyone's asleep? Yes.
Modular sleep post the ponies.
Drive somewhere, or do you just in your garage?
Well, where I live, it's already very loud anyway. So I got that blessing. But yeah, just take your laptop with you.
Out to a field and scream.
Just out to a field, like forest.
Don't scream.
Just like walking around, I'm sure, people like, especially if you're not yelling, if you're just actually voice acting, it's gonna sound good. You don't really need to have the best microphone if you're doing a mobile studio, because you don't want to invest $80 in something that you're not sure you're gonna actually get into. Start off small, like a $20 microphone is good. And yeah, that's the way that I got my things done. I learned that my gift is to do very, very angry voices. That's like the thing that I can do really well. I guess we all can find something that we're good at. That's my thing. Trademark. But I'm going to looking over the mobile studio, the demo. What else? Oh, Audacity. A free program. Use Audacity. You can download it from the internet. I still use Audacity to this day for all my other projects. Yeah, because it's so simple. You hit record, you say your things, you stop, hit the bars, and then you save as. And you're good.
You can remove background noise too, which is super, super good.
I just hit record. But yeah, as far as that goes, that's pretty much my advice. Just get to know yourself. And that's the thing about the car as well. I do a lot of crazy things when I'm inside a car. Because I can't do crazy voices right now because I have like this fear of like people looking at me. I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm doing a voice, I'm doing a funny face. But when you're inside a car, you get to know like, oh, I'm alone. I can do all these crazy things that I wouldn't do on publicly, but I can do here, and no one's gonna judge me or laugh or like give me that sort of like okay, and stare, which actually happens to me sometimes when I'm recording. Because I'm like, my guy's feeling a little Fluttershy. Oh, he's okay. So yeah, highly request get inside that car, get to know yourself, and send that demo. That will be the first step into voice acting.
And sometimes that demo, sometimes your internet.
Because you're not going out to stereo. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Sometimes that demo can
That's
actually,
actually amazing.
Even if you're doing
Thank you.
online work, sometimes that demo or sometimes your online work can actually get you into the professional world. I think that happened with Kira. She went from doing stuff online to eventually going into the business, moving to California, and doing it. That's her life now. And by the way, she's really, really great to talk to too. Yeah, she's sweet. Anything else you guys want to say before we answer questions?
Who here was an interest on voice acting? Anyone? I'm sure maybe all of us.
Yeah.
Well, duh, why wouldn't we be here?
Yeah!
Don't worry guys, you guys will get your chance to try it out in the second half. Yes.
Cool.
I guess we'll start taking
Questions? I guess we'll take a couple until we have to move, and then we might do the second half when we get to the other room. So, yeah, we're at about half.
Yeah, we're at halftime.
Sounds good.
Let's take 10 questions.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Do you have any tips on accents?
Accents. Practice.
Immersion.
Yes.
Listen to real people like that live there.
Yeah.
Don't
Go on. I have
Go on these expensive
No. I mean, the reason I can do a lot of the accents I can do is because I do travel. But when you can't travel, tune into local news. Sit there and watch 2 hours of local newscast and start moving your mouth the way they move their mouth. Move your tongue the way you see their tongue moving. Move your teeth the way you see their teeth moving. And then start saying words the way you see them say it. You know,
A lot of accents are where they sit in your mouth.
right. The
Like,
different,
and that
yeah.
sounds silly, but when you start real voice it's when you start like thinking about the way your voice works, it's actual like placement in your face.
When I played Hava and Fiddler on the Roof, I don't know if you guys know, but Fiddler on the Roof, I had to do a Russian accent, and I actually bought myself a CD, of how to do Russian accent, and I found that a lot of it is in the back of your coat, whereas like I'm not in my best, but like if you do like a British accent, it's more in the
French and British are up here. American is here.
Yeah.
And Russian and most of the Arabic languages right here.
So where would you say
Well,
screaming
but
is?
Screaming is right here.
Yeah.
All over.
Screaming is here.
This little friend called the diaphragm will get rock hard once you use your breathing techniques right, and that's why like if you I don't recommend this, but actually it could lead to legal problems. But if you ever touch like the like an opera singer, if you ever
If you ever get a chance.
if you ever get a chance to feel their diaphragm, it's gonna be rock hard. That's what I was trying to say. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the things that when I was in high school, I had a really good vocal teacher, and I have really nice range, but I didn't have a lot of power. And she went boom right into my stomach, and I felt my diaphragm, and I was like, I was doubled over in pain, obviously. I went to Catholic school. But yeah, once you have felt the pain, then you can start.
If anyone wants to know where it is, it's like right underneath your.
It's right underneath your sternum.
Sternum. So it's like right here, and you'll feel a little.
Right here.
It hurts. It does hurt
It's
when you
not
press
a.
it a
It's
lot.
not a. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we should show the.
Yes. Next question.
Yeah.
Next question
Yeah.
two.
Question.
You choose.
Okay. Go ahead.
Dr. Hoops.
Where do you guys find out about most of your auditions and things that are coming up? I mean, is this now that you've been doing it for a while, do people like, well, I'll contact you guys?
There's a lot of that once you've done it for a while. But
Yeah.
when you start, Pony Chan was a help, but that was like, yeah, message boards on Pony Chan were a help. That was about two and a half years ago though.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll show
Voice
up.
Acting Alliance.
Voice Acting Alliance is great.
EQD will do it
Sometimes they'll show up.
sometimes. Just keep your eye to the ground if what you want to do is community work.
And actually, when I did a duet with Jen McGregor, you guys know who Jen McGregor is? When I did this duet, yay! She's the voice of Celestia in pretty much everything, and she's incredible. She has a wonderful voice. When I did a duet with her, she actually called me back saying, "Hey, do you want to do it again?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do it again." So, and connections is also once you develop connections, they'll call back and ask you, "Hey, can you do this? I know because they'll know what." And actually, a lot of times, especially in the professional world, the reason why it's so hard to get into is because directors, producers, sound people have this select group of voice actors that can do so many things. So once you get that role, and once you're in that director's mind, it almost becomes all downhill for you. I mean, but still have to keep working. But that's kind of the reasons that they have this select group of people that they want. And sometimes that can be hard for people who want to get into it. Anyway, we should.
Okay, so we are going to move over into the next room. So
Okay, never mind.
we're not talking about like imitating Pinkie Pie or whatever. We're talking about like creating a voice for a character that doesn't have a voice yet. We're really lucky with ponies in that we have like their cutie marks to look at and like their personality that goes with that to look at when we create a new voice. And that's what this special game I have is about, is creating a new voice for a character. So I don't know whether we should just start or whether we should like do like a demonstration first. Well, I'm not sure. We might just go into it. Okay. Yeah, okay. What I did was I went onto the Pony Creator and I had some fun. And I created created 4 brand new ponies that have never been seen on the show or anything like that. They're brand new. And I have their picture and their personalities and a little script for all 4 of them to interact with each other. And I have 2 groups of 4. Now, if there aren't 8 people that want to do this, we'll only do it with 1 group. But I'm sensing that there will be 8 people that want to do this. Brave. Put the trans down. Brave. Okay. So what's going to happen is I will introduce to you these characters, and then I will cast 2 groups of these 4 characters. You guys will go off with each other and rehearse the script maybe 1 or 2 times, and we'll talk about something else while they're off rehearsing. Then they'll come back and we'll hear each group one at a time, and we'll compare about how each person who played the same character created a similar or different voice. Okay, we're not talking about better or worse. Remember that. We're talking about similar or different. Okay. So would you guys like to meet the characters?
Yes.
These are our characters. Our first character is Stormcloud. This is Stormcloud. He is a male voice. He is rough and brash. Stormcloud has the special talent of creating storms. A lot of Pegasi are good at removing clouds, but Storm is good at creating them. He often gets in arguments with weather ponies on whether they really need a storm this weekend or whether he's just dying for some lightning. On the outside, Storm might seem a bit rough, but on the inside, he's actually very caring and will defend his friends to the death. He just likes a little excitement, that's all. So this is Stormcloud, and this is a male voice. Next, we have Starshine, and Starshine can be played by male, female, or neither. If there is any pony who lives with their head in the clouds, it's Starshine. Their special talent is mapping and studying the stars and constellations. Star works with ponies like Twilight to help better understand the universe that they live in. They're very dreamy and sweet, and they're kind of the caretaker. So that's Starshine. Next we have Flash. And Flash is another one of those ponies that can be played by either a male voice, a female voice, or neither. Their special talent is photography, especially microphotography, that is, photographs of very teeny tiny things. They use their magic to hold subjects still and arrange really tiny dioramas. Their photos are a hit in newspapers, and they have their dioramas displayed in places like the library, the Sugar Cube Corner, and even quilts and sofas. A bit of a scatterbrain, Flash has a hard time focusing on the problem at hand and tends to get distracted easily. So that's Flash. And our last pony is Lantana, and Lantana is a female voice. Her special talent is taking care of and breeding rare flowers. She works very closely with the flower sellers to make amazing bouquets for holidays. She uses her magic to help maintain her greenhouse and takes great pride in her flowers. Lantana is a little stubborn and firmly believes that there's a place for everything and everything should stay in its place or else. So those are our 4 ponies. Now, I am going to be calm. Raise your hand calmly if you would like to be part of this. Okay. Definitely.
So the whole room?
Yes. Let's go with everybody.
Okay. For 8 parts. So, you guys remember about the rejection thing?
Yeah.
You're gonna get
I don't want to see any tears, okay? Hands up if you want to play. Hands up if you want to play. Alright, let's see. Okay, let's see.
Let's get out the shotgun.
1, 2,
Samurai swords to the
3,
death.
4. Okay, so, yeah, so you guys are group 1. Woo! Question? Yes. What's that deal with? You. Okay, let's see. 1, 2.
Senpai noticed me.
4. Okay. I'm sorry to everybody that didn't get to play. Okay, could I have my group 1 come up here, please? Come on, my Okay, so do you guys have an idea of which of these ponies you would like to play? Which who do you want to play?
Everybody's from Firefly.
Okay. Stormfly. What about you?
I really
Lantana, alright. And what about you guys?
hate trying to choose.
What do you want to choose? Billy Flash? Alright, that makes you Starshine. Great job. Okay, so you guys go find a quiet spot and rehearse together. Okay, can I have my group 2? Alright, do you have an idea who you want to make? Four? Alright. There you go.
Whoa, this is not fire. We should probably stay in the room.
Alright, and do you guys have any idea who you want to go downstairs? Okay, there you go. And you don't mind being a female voice? We'll barely have time to do that. Alright, so
I love your shadow face.
you guys go find a quiet corner somewhere and rehearse. Go through the script maybe once together, explore different voices, help each other out. Okay, so for everybody that's left, I have a question. Sorry. I want to talk about voice quality. So, do any of you guys, have a voice?
Actually, my screen name is on page.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I thought it was on tape.
Okay, do you guys have any voices that you absolutely cannot stand?
And the way they put your earpiece voice on
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a voice that you don't like hearing. That, like, it's annoying or something like that, yeah.
That really grainy 1950s secretary kind of voice.
Okay, now why don't you like that voice?
It just, some kind of sensory ability. It just
Okay,
really scratches.
interesting.
There's scratchy tone to it that just doesn't flow very well.
Interesting. Okay, but there are a lot of voices out there that are scratchy but pleasant. Wouldn't you guys say?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, some of it doesn't look well with me. That's just
Yeah.
my mind.
I mean, everybody has a preference, but we're just like trying to figure out how
Am I being
voices
voices here?
sound.
I'm being voices.
Okay,
All the characters that are played
Voices.
that
Okay,
type
I know
of
one,
voice
and you're probably gonna
meant
agree with
to
me.
be.
exactly. That voice is supposed to be annoying.
Does
Yes.
anyone
Are
remember
those
the
characters?
like 90s cartoon Amanda Anaconda?
Yes, Angela Anaconda.
Yeah. My God, what a terrible voice. It's so nasally.
But would you agree that it suits her character?
Yes.
So,
So she did a good job.
It's appropriate.
there you
It's
go.
really annoying, and she did a good job.
So, what about voices that you guys really like?
This Amanda Anaconda is really good.
Yeah, what about you?
I like Russian accents.
And why? Can you think of why exactly?
I like the kind of back here sound of it, like how it's kind of a round, kind of like a, I don't really know how to explain it. I just always like that sound. People tell me that I do a good one.
Dominated.
I know, I don't understand that.
What other voices do you guys really like? Yeah.
Japanese,
And why?
because it's basically gibberish.
Well, I mean,
Speak Japanese, Russian, and French, so this is not looking good for me.
what about particular people or particular actors that have voices that you like? Yeah.
Willem Dafoe,
Okay. Why do you like his voice so much?
because it sounds really graggly and awful.
Oh, so you like his voice because it sounds awful. Okay, so there we
It's
have
got character.
Yeah, well there we have a scratchy voice that is pleasant. And we were just talking about the graveliness in it. That's interesting that aspect can bridge both, you know, like why we like voices and why we dislike voices. It's interesting things to think about. Yeah.
What that I like? Morgan Freeman.
Oh, well. I think everybody likes that. Okay.